Hey guys, it's Tuesday 5000. Doing some more work to the 782. Got the white parts ready to just paint or primer anyway. I gotta wait for a decent day. It's raining today, and got a little bit of flooding coming in here. But oh well, it's always been wet. Anyway, I want to show you something. The This is the 19 horse. This is the 17. You see the flywheels are off. The flywheel on the 19 has a different bolt pattern. See the bolt pattern? It's like a John Deere. It's got the 4 big bolt holes. While the 17 has the 2 holes and the little 1/4-inch dowel hole. And what that's for is the adapter for the drive shaft here, which I painted it up. Yeah, you can see that. There's the pin. The 19 horse flywheel does not have that pinhole, and you cannot use that flywheel. So when you're going to do a repower, make sure that you're prepared to do this, and you should be good to go. Now there's quite a few different applications. As we know so far, is the PTO, the shaft here is much bigger than these are anyway. These are, like I said, inch and 1/8, and this is inch and 7/16. Luckily, the John Deere PTO works just fine, or it should work fine. Actually, knows another thing with this pulley being bigger. The pulley here, this is like a 6.5-inch pulley. The one on that mower deck is a 4.5, so it's actually going to be turning a lot faster than what it should be, which is good because I like to set these engines a little bit lower on the RPM side, just to, for longevity. But anyway, if you ever have an issue with your tractor not charging, here could be an issue. These should not come out. Now, only 3 of them come out. These 3 are in there. They seem pretty solid. If you ever have a charging issue with a KT, or actually, yeah, most of them anyway, the Magnums could have this problem too. The flywheel, the magnets will actually stick to the stator, and you won't get any charge. And so what you gotta do is pull the flywheel. This is actually really easy. When the engine is out, it's actually pretty easy. You just gotta take off your blower housing and anything that's bolted to it, which on these I don't really see much. Pull the housing, and then you'll have a screen. On the Cub Cadets anyways, you have this screen, and the John Deere's. What else used these? Simplicities used these. They were used in quite a few tractors. Some, I don't know if the Fords had them. I think those had the Magnums. But anyway, pull your screen. Well, you gotta pull this drive hub for the rag joints first. You gotta pull this off, and then there is the drive coupler here that I showed you that I painted up. Then pull your screen off, and then you're gonna need a harmonic balancer puller kit. And this is just a regular kit I got at Sears. These 2 long bolts fit perfect into the flywheels, and then just jam the flywheel, and they just pop right off. And I got to pull the keyway off of this one still. So yeah, not hard. It was pretty easy, especially if the engine's out. If you got to take the engine out, I know the KTs in the John Deere, the 317, like the one I had, they're kind of tucked away in there, and you gotta pull quite a bit to take those out. But anyway, I figured I'd show you guys. If you ever have a charging issue with a KT or a Magnum, I think some singles had the stators. Magnums, I'm pretty sure they had the stator. And the like the 1250, those quiet lines, those had the stators, because I've had to replace those before. But yeah, if you ever have a charging issue and you cannot find out what it is after replacing everything, this is probably going to be it. It's either going to be the stator or these flywheel magnets fell off, either or. As long as your magnets are in good shape, which these are, I just cleaned them up. They were covered in grease. You should be able just to epoxy them back on, which is what I'm gonna do. You just got to get the spacing even, and you gotta make sure it's just below the surface here, which is what all these seem to be. But yeah, you got to make sure the spacing's right, because I think that's the only way it charges good. Maybe not. But anyway, just get those good. I think that's pretty close. The spacing might be off a little bit. Yeah, this one's off a little bit. That's about right. And the magnets will hold themselves, because you know they're magnets. But if you go to put this on without gluing these, you'll put it on and the magnets will be stuck to the stator. And I was surprised that was charging with only half of them sticking, but maybe the centrifugal just spinning plus these being magnets, maybe that made them stay on long enough. I don't know. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys that with the magnets. This is the first one I pulled off and had this happen to. Yeah, just something to check if you ever do go this far into your engine. Pull the flywheel and make sure these are still on there. So hope this helps you guys. This thing's getting there. Another day or so. I just got the tin work over there painted for the muffler housing. I got the muffler and the exhaust manifolds all on, and I was going to put on that drive coupler until I noticed that the flywheel on here, on the red one here, wasn't the right one, so I gotta switch it. But yeah, so this is your stator here. This is what the this plug is right here. This is your stator plug. This is how it converts its was it 28 volts to 12. 28 or so should be in these two, and then the middle one is where the charge, because that's what this one does here. So pretty easy to do. It's really easy. You just gotta look at it and think about it and read the book. So oh, and a fuel pump, if you guys gotta do a fuel pump, they're not bad. You don't have to remove the blower housing, but you do have to take up this piece of tin and this tin, and you take a long Phillips screwdriver. You got two Phillips bolts, one on this side, one on the other, and it's not the hardest to do, but it kind of is a pain. You gotta, you know, take off your supply line to the carburetor, and then your supply from the tank, and not too bad. But you can do it without taking the blower housing off. You gotta take off this tin and then that tin, and you can leave this piece and the blower housing. I've done them before, not too bad. So there you go, guys. Some good information for you on these KTs, and should be back together soon, as long as I get the epoxy on these things. Alright, we'll see you guys later.